Hey, Ma. We're talking to the camera. See the camera? We're making a video.
Okay.
Okay. You like your dinner?
Yeah.
It's a standard guac dip and veggies. You know what's in the guac dip?
It is guacamole.
Yeah, it's got various things. I'll tell you about it later. My main reason for making the video is to ask you, do you know what we were just talking about? What were we just talking about before I started the video?
You were trying to tell me something about my own brain thing.
Yeah. I was telling you that you have memory disability, short-term memory, due to your Alzheimer's. Okay? That you know. Now you remember that?
Yeah.
And I was telling you that there's a program that we were trying to do for you that we've had some setbacks trying to do for you. Because the program requires a lot of support. Okay? Remember I called you Brett? I talked about Bredesen. You remember that word?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was telling you is that there is one place in the country that one place in the country that I know of that will implement it for us, for you. It's like there at the location with others, and I'm thinking you should try it. And we talked to, remember the doctor that you're seeing to get help with your Alzheimer's? Remember his name? I told you just a minute ago.
Bredesen?
No, Bredesen is the founder of the program, the healing program that we're talking about. The doctor that you're seeing here, his name is Blattman.
Okay.
So Dr. Blattman, I asked Dr. Blattman, what does he think? He said, I don't know anything about the place himself. He said, but if they will implement it very clearly, very well, if they'll implement it very well, definitely you should do it. He said, he called it a camp. He said, if Mom can go to camp and get all of those things done properly, he's all for it. Okay? So he thinks you should try it. It would be trying it on a month by month basis. You try for a month, see how it goes. Try for a month, see how it goes. That's how it would be, okay? So I'm thinking you could try it. Now, Dad won't like it. He doesn't believe in this stuff, okay? He doesn't believe it'll help, okay? Just tell you that. I'm just telling you honestly, he doesn't believe it'll help. And it is getting to be where your memory is getting so disabled that it's getting late to help anyway, because these programs are really intended for early Alzheimer's when the memory isn't so far gone, okay? But in your case, like just driving back from the gym, by the time we get to the light, you don't remember where we were, okay? And that's only I'm talking a few minutes, okay? So it's, your memory has gotten very, very short. Your short-term memory has gotten very, very short. So it's going to be tough. I mean, it's not guaranteed that it will help, okay? But the longer you wait, the harder it will become to get better. But we want you to get your memory back. That is the goal. The goal is to do whatever we can to get your memory back. So this is what I believe is worth a shot. I believe it. Dad doesn't believe it. I'll tell you honestly. He thinks it's crazy. Hal Blattman, the doctor, says, yeah, if you can send Mom to camp, that's how he called it. He called it camp. Then go for it. Do that. See how it goes. Okay? So that's our feeling. Our different people's feeling about it. Irfan's kind of in between. He says, well, I want to make sure that there's family around. Well, what I could say is I can go in the beginning. I could go and hang out for a while and see how it's going. I could do that. They even have a room for a family member to stay in for a while. So I could do that. But it's ultimately be you and the team there to work on your memory and have the variety of food. You won't be eating guac dip every day, okay? You get guac dip almost every day because I'm not much of a cook, okay? All right, so obviously your memory is so short that it's something you really can't make a decision on. I can admit that. I'm not asking you to make a decision, but I'm just asking you how you feel. How do you feel about that?
Feel about trying the Bredesen program?
Yeah, at a facility though, rather than trying to do it at home with all of the, sometimes we try to bring people in to help and they don't know what they're doing. And it's really hard. Doing it at home is intended for people that are not as far lost their memory. In other words, people that have the ability to do it on their own to some degree, okay? You need help to do it. You need help hands-on, okay? Because you won't remember. Like, you won't remember how to start one of the brain games. You won't remember how to do this or that. So you need people there to constantly be around to help you, and other people who are going through it. People who are also in the program. So that's why they call it. That's why Blattman called it a camp. But so how do you feel?
I don't know, because I don't know enough about the program.
Yeah, you'll never know enough. You can't know enough because you can't even remember. You won't be able to, like, I could give you a book about it. You think you'll be able to remember what's in the book? You won't be able to remember even the beginning of the conversation. So I'm not asking you to say what you think about whether the program's any good. I'm asking you how you feel about trying something on your own.
I mean, it's not a thing that's going to hurt me.
No, it should not hurt you.
So why would I not be supportive of it?
Right. I mean, that's my feeling. But some people feel like, because you're living with me right now, and you wouldn't be living with me for that period of time. And so some people think, you would miss me and Seema too much because you don't see us daily like you're seeing us now. Or you don't get to visit Yasmin Auntie once a week or so when you see.
I don't have those type of feelings about people. Don't worry about that at all.
Okay, I'm not worried about it. I'm just saying what people. I'm saying others feel.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not saying you feel that way. I'm saying I'm just asking you how you feel. So my feeling is that we don't want you to get worse. We do want you to try to get your memory back as much as possible. And it's getting later, and the longer we wait, the harder it is. So I'm feeling like, why not?
yeah.
They have had some people who are at similar scores, cognitive scores as you, increase their scores, like basically doubling their scores. So somebody who's like a 10, or not a 10, like a 12 going to a 22 out of 30. So they don't get to perfect. Okay? It's not the same. You're not going to get to perfect. But can you get a significant improvement is the question.
Who can answer that question?
Well, the only way to know is when you try. The only way to know is to try. There's no other way. I mean, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees. They're just, all you can do is try and give it a shot, see how you feel, go for it for a month at a time. First month, see how it goes, talk about it, go for another month, see how it goes. If it's going well, keep going. If it doesn't go well, forget it. How do you feel about that?
That's okay, as long as the distance of traveling is not too much.
Oh, it's far. There's only one in the country. It's far away. But I mean, the travel it could be Chicago, it could be California. Meaning the distance, it's a plane flight away, no matter where you are. So the question is, it's given the distance, how do you feel about trying something?
Plane flight away is not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
For length of time to be gone is a big deal.
Yeah, well, that's why we would have to try. You see, for example, if you go for a certain period of time and it's just not working well, forget it. You just bail out. Don't do it. That's the way they're not intending people to stay there a long time. The whole purpose of the program is to get out of the program, to finish, to get through it and improve. That's the purpose of it. And the reason why I like it is it's the only program I know of where their goal is to try at least try. Most programs we've checked around, if you go to like say a memory care place or something, if you do that, or remember how you used to say, send me to a shelter? Do you remember you used to say that? Any kind of place, they're just gonna keep you entertained, but they're not going to work with you to try to improve your memory. This is the only place that'll do that I know of.
So what options do we have? We don't.
Well, you could just accept the deterioration. I mean, if we don't do anything, I can guarantee you, I'm sure, because of what I'm seeing, you will deteriorate continue to deteriorate. That's what I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to do whatever we can, any ideas that we can do to stop the deterioration. And this is the only thing that I know of now that we have left, is a facility that does this kind of work.
So why is it that you're afraid that Dad not going to agree or what?
Well, Dad won't agree. He just thinks I'm crazy. He thinks I'm just listening to used car salesmen, or and most, if you talk to like the conventional medicine doctors, they're not going to say, they're very, very specific about what they consider works. It has to be a double-blind placebo trial type of thing where they try a single thing on a population, and then if that thing works on, say, a certain fraction of the population, then it's a good treatment. Otherwise, it's not a good treatment. You see what I'm saying? That's a different kind of approach. This approach is where each person is treated as an individual, and they try to do what that person needs, which is different from what another person needs. There are certain things in common, like healthy food, certain nutrients, exercise. There's a lot of things in common, but there's also, every person has their own reasons why they have the disability or the disease. And the Bredesen program that this is trying to implement says that there are certain things, holes you have to plug. He calls it holes in a roof that you have to plug. Okay, so that's the idea. That's the idea that I'm promoting. And everybody in the family, Chota Mama John, Chicha, Irfan, Dad, they all know that's what I believe is the next thing to do, the next thing to try. Dad doesn't agree. He only believed that he believed in the drug. Okay, he believed that. I didn't think the drug was going to help. It might have slowed it down, which it was statistically, that's what it's been shown to do, is slow it down, but it doesn't stop it and it does not reverse it. This is lifestyle changes is the only thing that in some cases, when it's mild, when it's not severe Alzheimer's, has been shown to actually reverse and improve cognitive abilities. Yeah. But at your stage, it's a question because it's gotten so severe, but I don't want to wait any longer is what I'm trying to say. I want to get it done. I want to get us going quickly. Okay? That's my feeling. You feel like you can manage it if we do that?
I guess I have no choice.
No, you have a choice. You could just accept, people who have cancer or heart disease, some people just say, I'm just accepting it. I just don't want to, you can accept and just not try to improve. Okay, that's possible. That's allowed. I don't want that for you. I want you to, when we go to visit Tasneem and the kids, I want you to remember that visit. I want you to remember things, or when Mathina comes and takes you somewhere, I want you to remember it when you get back, that kind of thing. Those are the things that you haven't been able to remember, but I want you to remember. And I think as long as there's a possibility, I want you to try.
I'm sure Dad will agree with you.
No, he won't. He'll believe that it's a scam. So you just have to accept that he and I don't agree. So you have to sort of make a decision.
You had a conversation.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about it many times. Don't worry. Don't worry. We've talked about it. But you have to accept that Dad and I won't agree. Okay? Irfan may be open to it. I don't know. Chota Mama John's on board with it. He believes in it. Chicha believes in it. Not believes in that it will work. Did you hear what I said? Nobody thinks there's a guarantee. But it's the next thing we can try. That's where we are now. Okay? Do you think you could manage it if I took you down there?
I have to.
We could try. I mean, I'm willing to try. If you're game,
yeah.
we're videotaping. We're videotaping. Okay, so we'll talk about it more, but I'm going to have this video so you can remember it. One of the main reasons for this video is that you'll be able to see it again. If you ever have a question, you can listen to watch the video. Okay? Because that's what, when you can't remember, it's the next best thing. All right? How was the food? You finished your dinner, but you didn't finish up all the cukes. You gonna still eat them?
You want to eat?
No, I've got mine. Don't worry. I got mine, and I'm eating my celery, which is even tougher to eat than cukes. Cukes are nice, soft.
Well, finish.
No, I have cuke and celery, so don't worry about me. But good, you ate up all the guac dip, which had avocado, it had hummus, it had greens, it had mushroom, it had sprouts, it had mackerel.
You filled it up.
I sneak everything in there. And you ate it up anyway. All right. So I'm saving this video. Hope you're okay with it. Okay. So my vote is try.
Stop it.
You.
No, I'm not.
Stop it, meaning who will be the person who would stop it, would prevent it? I don't know if anybody would prevent it if you want to do it. The problem is you won't, it's hard for you to remember a decision and stick with a decision because you can't remember it. Anybody who couldn't remember it, it's going to be very hard for you to sort of insist on something, okay? All I can do is make this video for you. I gave you my perspective. It's my opinion. So you can talk to others. You can talk to Dad, you can talk to Irfan, you can talk to Chicha, you can talk to Chota Mama John. All these people have sort of thought about this same issue. What can we do? What can we do? What are the options? Okay? But I don't know if anybody would literally stop it if you really wanted to do it. I think that I'd be surprised, but you can check. We can find out.
Well, if they don't have any knowledge of it's not going to work, then why would they stop?
Well, they could say something like, everybody says it's a scam. They can say, the whole world says it doesn't work. They could say, for example, those are common statements. Here's what I can tell you. The clinical trial of people with early Alzheimer's. Did you hear what I said? Early Alzheimer's, not you're further along, you're further deteriorated, okay? Those studies showed most of the people got better. Most of the people got better with this kind of intervention, which is a treatment, a plan, a program. Now, what we learned when we asked them about it in their facility in Kansas, we asked them, what about people who are at mom's scores, which is like it's a MOCA score of maybe 10. Don't worry about that. There's certain scores, okay? They said, well, we had somebody who was a 12 and she went to a 22. Does that mean everybody goes to a 22? Do you think everybody who's from 12 goes to 22? No, I mean, it's variable. But they did say that most of the people in their range, that people come in the range from anywhere from 8 to a 20-something, most of the people, I think it was like, I want to say 80%, got better. Okay? But the longer you wait, the harder it is. The less likely it is, I should say. Okay? So that's why I don't want to wait too long.
Well, it makes sense because it deteriorates more.
Yeah, it's harder. Yeah. So I'm adding this to the video that we just took, but I wanted to restart it again because you asked me a question after I stopped it, and I wanted to make sure we caught that question. Okay? So I'm saving the video. I hope, am I recording? Yeah, I am.